look, Trump is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. If he tries to go after entitlements, the left and the Democrats will call him heartless and trying to destroy the lives of the poor and the working class and so on. And he loses his base, who are Republicans who are turned off by the Paul Ryan-esque Republican attacks on entitlements that have been going on for the last 20 years. But then if he declines to go after entitlements and this kind of thing, he's accused of being the guy who broke the U.S. budget, when in fact he's one of about, in a line of, I don't know, let's say 6, 7, 8 presidents who have destroyed the United States finances. So and for which I think he deserves the least amount of blame, if for no other reason, just because he was the last.
Well, I would say more blame because he didn't have a recession. He didn't need to add any stimulus to the economy, and that he directed this huge giveaway to the very wealthy with minimal amounts of relief for the middle and working classes compared to the amount of money he shoveled towards his billionaire friend. Yes, the tax cut, which added $1 trillion to that and supercharged.
The tax cut is a
Go on.
The tax cut is another great example to me of the complete bankruptcy of the modern Republican Party that I wish Trump had stood up to. What delivers that tax cut is the failure. First of all, he declines to do infrastructure like I think he should have. The failure of the Obamacare repeal, which I assume you could say deserved to fail, because at least since the Republicans didn't have a particularly great alternative. And then they turn to the one thing that can possibly unify the caucus. And lo and behold, what is that? It's another tax cut, as if it's still 1981 and the top marginal rate is 70%.
I agree with you.
And so
I agree with you, Michael.
There were some good things in that tax cut that needed to be done. But I think a more modest reform that took care of some of the technocratic fixes that the tax code needed would have been, on a policy level, a lot better for the country than what they did. What they did was a kind of, I forgot who said this, so if somebody hears me say it and remembers, and I admit, and I'm borrowing a line, I just don't remember from whom, but somebody said it was like the last gasp of a dying ideology, that tax cut.
Yeah.
That maybe the last light of pure Reaganism that you ever see out of the Republican Party, which doesn't know how to do anything else.
And yet it remains the only real, apart from the judges, obviously, it remains the only substantive policy shift that lasted for Trump. So he may have been.
Well, I still don't agree with that entirely. Yes. Look, at the end of the day, when an assessment of Trump is finally written by somebody like me who is sympathetic, that is to say, not just an out and out critic or hater, one of the things we will have to reckon with is that Trump governed a heck of a lot more like a traditional, old-fashioned, conventional Republican than we wanted him to, expected him to, and then the country needed. And that's on him. That's on the ledger, and it's a negative.